actually take them away. Thank you. Lunch will be provided?
Yeah.
The painting. I inherited it from my uncle, the esteemed physician, at whose institution I resided during my more turbulent years. My uncle was a brilliant man who specialized in experimental techniques. I still recall the vaulted ceiling of the ward, towering walls ornamented with works of all the famous Dutch and Flemish painters, and several of the more obscure. I was afforded an unlikely perspective on the paintings due to both my prone position and the sedative medication I was administered thrice daily. The painting that struck me most is the one we're here to talk about today. A European cottontail, strung from its hind legs, hanging above a table of meat and fruit, the work of Dutch painter Roger Weenix, an artist whose reflective approach to still life had captivated me since, I don't know, childhood. This Weenix was certainly no exception. The wet eyes of the hair seemed to betray a secret. I am alive. And on more than one occasion, I actually witnessed the rabbit blink. We shared a silent understanding of what it meant to play dead. Later, once restricted to a private room, I retreated to the confines of my imagination, where I summoned forth the image of the hare as respite from boredom and physical agitation. There I turned the Weenix over and over in my mind, an impossible and essential tether to that which is sacred, that which is true, that which must be hidden away until the moment is right, when the observer turns away, when a door is left ajar. But that moment never came. Although I had taken a vow of silence in protest of my involuntary detention and treatment, I assume I must have revealed my preoccupation with the painting somewhere in the foggy halls of my drug-induced delirium. Well, however they came about this knowledge, my uncle's many nurses discovered the jewel of my mind and began to use it against me. Their torture took the form of a question so simple and effective in its banality. The question was, where's the Weenix? Good morning, Celine. Where's the Weenix? Dinner is served, Celine. Where's the Weenix? This question accompanied every greeting, every meal, every god-forsaken injection. And as they queried on and on, they slowly wore away at my treasured hair as a river carves out a canyon over millennia. Replacing my reverence for the rabbit, keeper of hope was fear. I became fixed with anxiety that, in some accident or act of vengeance, the painting had been burned or otherwise destroyed. When in fact the question was merely intended to screw through the final vestige of my dwindling sanity, reducing me to a kind of wax ready to be poured into the mold of the acceptable citizen. And it is in this way that my uncle's many nurses kept me frothing at my esteemed uncle's acclaimed and respected institution, using stratagems I can only assume were derived from principles of my brilliant, perfect uncle's boldly experimental practices. As for the question of how the painting came into my possession all these years later, well, that is very simple. I received a call in the wake of my uncle's passing from my uncle's curator, George Gasteau. Excuse me. The call actually came from one of George's 7 adolescent apprentices. Of course, there's still the question of why my uncle left me the painting in his last will and testament. Well, I believe he left me the painting in order to haunt me from beyond the grave. What's this? Oh, thank you. Bell, did you say? I mean, there's actually so much food here. Thank you, that was delicious. Now, what was I saying? What was I saying? What was I saying? saying? What was I saying? What was I saying?